Thanks for spending some time with us to talk about it. A good win. And I know the first goal kind of broke things open and opened things up. But was there anything specific that kind of got the ball rolling for you guys? Or was it just kind of more just plugging away at it?
I think it was just plugging away at it. I mean, look, the subs that came on did a really nice job. I mean, Will was super effective and stuff like that. But just the way the game was manifesting itself, I mean, might have been different had that first goal that they scored not been called off sides, but rightly so. I mean, that's why VAR is there. But, the game needed a goal. We were for Raul. I mean, just typical Raul goal. And that kind of started us off on a way to a good victory.
Nico Moreno.
Thank you, Matt. Hey there, Brian. A good win. Congratulations. I wanted to ask you how important and how much impact did Zhao had in today's games and in terms of possession and transition?
Well, it was good. I mean, he might not have ended up on the score sheet, but he helps us, and he's very smart. He's a very smart soccer player. I think that pairing is going to be good with him and Gustav and Nico. So I was very pleased with his performance.
And another guy that had a first derby, aside from Shane as well, but Yemer Gomez Andrade, he seemed to be very active in the back line. What did you think about his performance?
Yeah, he was up against a good young forward in Eboisi, and he handled himself very well. I mean, you guys see what he brings. He's very athletic. He was chasing guys down, very strong in the tackle. Just another steady, good performance, and that's what we needed back there.
Jason Mitchell from SBI.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations, first of all. You talked on, I guess, Friday about this team maybe needing a bit of a palate cleanser after the MLS is back tournament. Is it safe to say this match delivered in that front?
Palate cleanser meaning we needed to play better?
I think it was your word, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, regardless of the result tonight, and obviously we're very happy with the result and 3 points and all that, I wanted them to play well. Had it been a draw, had we not gone away with anything, I just needed the team to believe that they can play well. It was a big undertaking to come here after Portland's great success in the tournament. We had messaged, what are our objectives? Our objectives are to win the game. Okay, that's always number one. Number two, can we keep a clean sheet? And number three is just to play well. I mean, we talked about the momentum shifts and how these games turn out, derby matches, games against Portland down here, always tough. I just needed them to play well, and they played well, and they achieved their objective of 3 points in winning the game.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, I'm going to share a stat with you that I think you'll appreciate, but best I can tell, this is only the second time in the history of the Sounders-Timbers rivalry that you guys have won 3 straight regular season games in Portland. The other one was way back in 87-88 during the Western Soccer Alliance days. Just if you could comment on what it feels like to repeatedly go down there and win the way you have been lately.
Well, it feels great, Jeremiah. I mean, we got to sing Jingle Bells, which is always a plus. I read that early on in some of the lead up to the game, to build up to the game. We'd won 2 straight. I think this rivalry is always going to be, one of the best or the best in MLS. I think there'll be cyclical moments where they win some games, we win some games. But I think that what happened with this group tonight, what happened last year in that game where, we actually really needed the points. I mean, I think both games we were desperate to come out with something out of this match. And the players, again, all credit to them, figured out a way how to win. Last year, 2-1, tight game. This year was a little better. I mean, a little easier when we scored the second goal. But Portland is a very good team. They're our arch rivals. And anytime you can get on top of them, could we have stuck the dagger in with one more? And Walla played the ball instead of shooting, or, maybe it's 4-0, and you really start to build on that mental side of the game and the mental side of the series. What I would say to, expand on that answer is when they beat us in the playoffs in 2018, Jeremiah, that was tough. It was tough for us to overcome, but we did it, and those players did it, and we ended up winning a championship in 2019. And sometimes you use these moments to kind of like fuel the fire to go on to bigger and better things.
Masvida.
Hey, Brian. How were you guys able to break their high press? Because that, from over here, looks like it's an improvement from the last time you played, handling pressure up top.
Well, Maz, I hate to disagree with you, but they didn't high press hardly at all. I mean, throughout the first, look, their high press, they're a team that likes to sit back and counter and transition. Valeri isn't the youthful player that he is anymore. Blanco picks and chooses his times when he wants to really press and defend. I would say that they're opportunists, and yeah, it looks like every now and again they'll press because there's little risk. If Blanco or Valeri, presses higher up the field, it's either they're going to win the ball and they get a good chance, or, it's okay. They still have 80 yards to go. The opposition still has a long ways to go to goal. So I don't think that Portland pressed the same way LAFC pressed us in the last game we played down in Orlando. I just don't think the game was like that at all.
Well, yeah, you're going to know. One last question. Steph talked about the defense, how you guys were able to really be cohesive and comfortable in the defense. And I believe he said that they felt Portland got a little frustrated. So what can you say about the defense and the belief they had in each other?
Well, Nico Moreno asked about Yaimar and some of those guys. Shane O'Neill deserves a shout out. Kelvin had a good game, not just scoring the goal, but a good all-around performance. I love having JJ Nuhu. I mean, I'm blessed to have two starting left backs, Gustav and JP marshaling in front of the back four. I think we can be a really good defensive team.
Thank you.
Mickey Turner.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. Congratulations, Coach. Both Kelvin and Steph also talked about how this game felt more like a normal routine, even in the age of the coronavirus, as opposed to Orlando. Can you just talk about how you guys prepared for this game, even with some of the changes in the protocols, flying in day of, and things like that?
Yeah, well, basically, normally we would bus down here the night before and be in the hotel a little bit longer, but we wanted to limit the exposure at the hotel as much as we could. But look, people that fly for businesses between Seattle and Portland, that's like a 25-minute flight when you're actually in the air. I mean, sometimes a commute from Bellevue down to Starfire or Bellevue into Seattle is longer than 25 minutes. So, other than that, I mean, the preparation wasn't any much more different. They were able to get into the hotel early. They were able to put their feet up watching the Champions League final. We had our pregame meal. We had our pregame film. So it was okay, Mickey.
Alonso Contreras.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations for the win. How do you see Kelvin Leerdam, who was going forward a lot compared to the MLS's back tournament today?
Well, I actually told him at halftime he needs to go forward more and, make Blanco chase him. So I'm happy that he did that in the second half, and he was rewarded with a goal.
Mark Kastner.
Hey, Coach, you always talk about how this club is the connection between the team and the fans. And obviously, the biggest omission tonight was the lack of fans in the stadium. Can you talk a little bit about how that was coaching from the sideline, or how it was talking with the players with literally nobody in the stands?
Well, it was okay. I think Portland did a good job of, piping the right amount of crowd noise in the background. There was that little din or hum or some of their chants, during parts of the game. So it wasn't quite, obviously it wasn't a full stadium, Sounders faithful coming down here. It wasn't like that. But I thought they did an okay job. The game itself, once the whistle started, I think guys were so focused about the game that a lot of times when you're in the zone, I mean, that's that stupid coach's saying, players get into the zone. I mean, a lot of times you can shut the crowd noise out when you're playing your best, when you're concentrating really on what's in front of you. So I will certainly ask the players what they felt, how they felt, and, we'll see what it's like down in LA, so that we can, have some reference points when we play our first home game against LAFC the following Sunday.
Time for a couple more guys. Felipe Makeda.
Congratulations, Coach. What can you tell us about the performance of Will Bruin and Raul Diaz?
Very good, and I like your shirt, by the way, Felipe. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Look, Will came on and played very well. So he's making a case to play with two forwards. I mean, if Will and Raul can play together like that, then we have a really dangerous pair going forward. And they created a couple of good moments, some goals. So Will did very well up there as a partner with Raul.
Thank you.
Ari did have his hand up, but it looks like it went down. Any last questions, please raise your hand. Oh, it looks like we got one from Nico. So Nico, go ahead and close us out.
Hey, Brian, just wanted to touch base on Raul. He scored 7 goals and 2 assists in 5 games against Portland. I just wanted you to kind of give us your take on him as a player and his performance.
Well, I didn't know that stat, Nico, so thank you. I'm going to make sure that my statisticians give me those types of stats, so well done. But look, Raul's going to score. He's going to score a lot of goals against a lot of different teams. He had a good game tonight. I'm very happy for him. He was in a good mood in the locker room after the game, so very pleased for him and the team. And, overall it was a really positive result.